Nobody move.
Nobody gets hurt.
I'm Nick G.
I'm Mike D.
And this is Good Cop, Bad Cop. I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Pop McCann Whiskey, smoothest drink in the land. Grab your bottle today at popsmcannwhiskey.com. Also like to thank Friends of Martina White. Visit votemartina.com for more information about the work Martina has been doing as state representative of Pennsylvania. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Beyond Creative. If you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, visit beyondocreative.com or call 267-362-WEB1 to discuss your project. And our title sponsor, AR Law, arjusticenow.com. We fight so you don't have to. Adams Renzi Law. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Morrow Flooring, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and carpet. You get military and first responders discount. That is Morrow Flooring. You can go to goodcopbadcoppodcast.com. Click on his link for more details. All right, welcome back, Mike D. Another episode of Good Cop, Bad Cop. How are you?
All right, Nicky G. How are you?
This is good, man. This is going to be a lighthearted, fun episode. It's our Halloween episode. Ooh, spooky.
Okay.
We're going to have John Levy, Philadelphia police officer, part-time paranormal investigator. He started his own ghostly hunting organization, Old City Paranormal. Won a few, a few awards possibly in the Philadelphia area. Has been documented on a few TV shows and local newspapers. John doesn't mess around. So people, if you're watching this, please, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. Helps us out immensely. Share it. Ask people to subscribe. If you're on Spotify, hit the little plus button. Give us a review before or after you watch the show. Doesn't matter. It all helps us out. Welcome, John. How are you?
What's up, Nicky? How you guys doing?
All right, John. So how long is he on the job?
A long time now.
So 26 years.
Damn, look
I
at him.
got 514 days left.
You can't tell by his face?
514 days left. Well, wait, now, just for the record, you're injured right now, correct?
That's correct.
A line of duty injury?
Yes.
Good. Okay, because that's always the best
John,
way to. If you're going to get hurt, make sure you make it to work. Right?
Absolutely. Full disclosure, I know John. I worked with John. We're friends on and off. Yeah, so
okay.
if I have anything nice to say about him,
will he claim that he's your friend?
He might not.
Okay, right, just making sure.
I got him on that Friends thing on YouTube or something.
So then you're friends if you're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we know each other personally.
Johnny has a YouTube channel, Johnny Believes. You want to shout it out real quick?
Yeah, Johnny Believes. Just spelled just like the country, Belize.
Yes, you might ask yourself, why is it Johnny Believes and not Johnny Levy? It's because Johnny will be retiring the Belize in 515 days.
Oh, man. I'm a little jealous to hear this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Setting sail for Belize, man. He's going to be having his feet up on the
oh, geez. You know what?
in his hands.
I have to say, this show isn't about that, but that brings a little warmth to my heart, knowing that guys are willing to do it.
Who are not corrupt and didn't sacrifice their career and their lives.
Yeah, but that's the willingness to leave and go someplace else and start a life. To me, that's huge.
Oh, yeah.
That really is, because anybody can do it, but not many can do it. That's really
How many people have you known who said, "Oh, I can't wait to retire. I'm going to smoke a joint and move to the Bahamas"?
Exactly. Yeah.
No one does it.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yep. He's already bought the house. It's not talk. This shit's done.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for a second. I'm jealous. I'm fucking jealous.
Oh, we have somewhere to visit now.
Let's hope we can make this work.
We're good. We're good. So Johnny starts. He's been a cop for 25 years now. We played hockey together in the FOP league and been on some jobs. Known each other a long time.
You played hockey?
Oh yeah, I was a good hockey player too.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
John.
I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah. I used to beat his team's ass.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He was my goalie for a while. John's a good goalie.
Oh yeah.
He had a good time.
That's good.
So he starts.
I was a hockey player. You don't.
Are you ice hockey?
Fuck yeah! You see this too?
Get out of here.
Right.
You played ice hockey?
Fuck yeah! I was one of the best on Long Island.
Get out of here.
Yeah, my brother was way better though.
Really?
Yeah, he went on. Yeah.
So you lost your tooth playing hockey?
Yeah.
I see that. Learning shit every day.
Yeah.
All right, John.
When we didn't have shields and all that other shit that you guys wear.
Fuck that, dude. Fuck that. That rubber ass puck get hitting you in the face.
Yeah. Nice.
So what's up, John? When did you start the Old City Paranormal? How'd you get into this?
Yeah.
So I've actually been involved in the paranormal since about 2007. I got involved. And it's a funny story how I got involved. While I was working on patrol, my mom's house bordered the district where I worked at. And when my mom would go down to Jersey Shore, I would stop there, check on the house. And then one night I was using the restroom. And with nobody home, I left the door open. And out the corner of my eye, I see my grandfather, which has been deceased since 1988, walk by. Didn't really startle me. And, I called my mom down the shore, and our family's Polish by ethnicity. We called him George, which is grandpa in Polish.
Right.
And I called my mom, and I said, hey, I told her what happened. And she started giggling. I said, well, what's so funny? She goes, I felt his presence in the house. And I was like, hey, well, he was here. So
you saw him. You knew it was him. You can recognize like the
I was him.
features. Yeah.
Yeah, his stature, his walk. As a matter of fact, where he was walking past the bathroom was where his bedroom was.
This is. I get chills when I hear this shit because
dude,
I do have, believe it, I'm a skeptic, but I still have. So I've had a couple of moments where something not people would think isn't normal have happened to me.
Right.
And so I often believe that it was something psychological in my head, but it was a physical deal. Like,
you give me all kinds of softballs here. I'll leave it go. Where do you go?
I think his lights went out.
John said, "Fuck that, I'm out."
I'm in an office.
Okay.
They're right. It's censored. They ain't moving. Or maybe there's a ghost in here. I don't know.
Right? See that?
Yeah. So I'm a skeptic, but I'm cautiously optimistic whenever I hear these stories because I want more.
Well, that's just what we're here. We can discuss our experiences. I'll hop on mine real quick. My house wasn't haunted. I didn't grow up. Obviously, as a little kid, scared at bumps in the night and under the bed and shit like that. Swore I caught the tooth fairy one night.
Yeah.
I'll swear to it to this day.
All right.
Didn't see her. I saw her run across my bed.
It was a woman.
It was a little one. I saw little feet prints going. Anyway, so I remember one night I'm like 8 or 9 in the morning. I'm 8 or 9. It's about 3 in the morning. I'm really sick, and I thought my mom woke me up for take Diamond Tap. Remember Diamond Tap? And she kind of like floated by and went out of the room, and it was like in this kind of nightgown that she never wore. And I woke up the next day, and I'm like, I must have been dreaming. I asked my mom, did you give me medicine? And she said, no. I'm like, you did. You said she didn't. So that was the only thing ever happened to me. Now, more of an adult, about 16 or 17, playing Sega, my brother in the basement, Genesis. 10:30, I got high school the next day. So I'm like, all right, Pete, going to bed. So as you walk up, I'm in the basement, 3 floors. I get to the steps. You walk up the steps and go all the way back into my room. And I'm, a little tired, been playing Sega all day. As I'm looking, I start seeing smoke, and I'm like, that's weird. And I'm walking up, and now that smoke is a woman floating towards me. It was like out of Ghostbusters. So instead of running away, my stupid ass run towards it, around the railing, and I'm banging on my parents' door. Now, I think I'm a tough-ass hockey player, 17, I'll fight anybody. My dad opens the door, and I'm curled up in a ball, screaming like a bitch. And he goes, what's wrong? I'm like, what am I going to say, ghost? I'm like, there's a fire.
Yeah.
Hey, why are you curled up in a ball? I'm like, I don't know, there's smoke. So I wake him up, we look through the house and all that shit, and I'm like, I swore I saw smoke and a fire. So the next day I said, listen, gotta be honest with you. I wasn't drinking. I swear to God, Dad, I was downstairs with Pete playing, and he says, I believe you. I've seen stuff before, and that's it. That's my experiences as a young in my house.
So collectively, everybody has had some kind of paranormal experiences. You, me, yourself. I mean, if you went around a room and asked 100 people, you'd probably have 90 people would say something. Go ahead.
So I had a mutual friend that knew somebody that had their own paranormal team. So, hey, can you introduce me? And I basically, long story short, I get involved. And they didn't have views like I had. And so I went on my own. And I formed Old City Paranormal in Philadelphia. And let me just say, we hit the ground running. Like Nick said, news shows. I had multiple TV series contracts, radio shows. I mean, you name it, we've done it. Right now, we focus on historic locations.
So when you hit the ground running, what was one of the first experiences that put hair on your back? Give us a good ghost story here.
Oh, yeah. So Nick's familiar with this place,
Episcopal
Temple Hospital, Episcopal campus.
Yeah.
Right behind what's so in East Division, Episcopal was one of the main hospitals where shooting victims and stuff would go to.
Very old hospital too.
Yep. And behind it is the old nursing school. Matter of fact, it dates back to when, so before it was the school, it was the original hospital. So in order for patients to pay for services, they would give them like chickens and stuff like that, just to give you a sense of how far back it's going. So one of our guys was doing surveillance out of there.
Cop, right?
Yeah.
So a cop is doing surveillance. There's a big drug neighborhood.
Right.
So they're setting up in this old school to watch drug dealers.
Right. Okay.
And one of our officers mentions like, this place it's got to be stolen, it's spooky, whatever. So he sees the nursing administrator, and she begins to tell him as they were cleaning out the files because the school had closed down, that they heard a sound and turned around, and they seen an apparition of a female in there. And she said that was the original administrator, one of the nursing administrators. And I said to her, well, how did you know it was her? So she said, follow me. Takes me around to the main hallway. And above the fireplace, they had 2 pictures of the founding fathers are there. And the nursing administrator was sitting right there. And she goes, that's her.
That's creepy, man.
So we investigated that place the first time. And I said, one of her administrators came with me. So it's kind of faced like a shoehorn. And we were on the opposite side. Nick knows my wife. She was there. Basically, a lot of cops. And I said to the nursing administrator, we would do EVP sessions, try to provoke spirits from having interaction. And one of the stories was that she had an affair with one of the founding fathers, the nursing administrator. So I did my provoking questions based off of that. I'm going to leave out exactly what I said, but so out the side of my, what was it, the right side, I heard what sounded like somebody coming back, like a deep breath. And I kind of looked and I said to the lady, I said, did you hear that? And she said, no. Within seconds, I felt a poke right in the middle of my back. And switched over to the previous investigation. This is the catch part. In the following investigation, we did an EVP session there. And one of the questions I asked was, were you the person that touched me? And I got a direct response from that saying, did it hurt? Never before, and I've talked to many investigators, have they ever experienced a direct response from a previous investigation. Every person I spoke to said no.
They said, did it hurt?
They said, did it hurt?
Now, where did you hear that from? Like, was there electronically voiced, like they have these machines that detect these frequencies? How did you get that?
So on the funny side, we don't have proton packs and stuff like that. So a lot of the equipment is electrical detectors, electromagnetic field testers, stuff that you can even get at Home Depot, thermal temperature gauges. And this, what we caught it on, is just a basic, regular digital voice recorder.
So you heard it, and you also picked the voice up.
I didn't hear it when it happened. We heard it when we were replaying the audio.
Yeah.
So the guy that I'm working with right now in this field has the same recorder.
Has he picked up anything?
He's gotten massive amounts of stuff on it. Massive. Like his name.
Really? And it's real, man. Like I was a big skeptic, even with my experiences and just knowing Johnny and having him out and seeing some of his stuff. It's like, this stuff's really happening.
Have you ever had that happen again? Not specifically to you. Did you ever pick up more verbal information on this electronic recorder?
So I actually just sent you guys a clip for the video. We just recently did an investigation, and I was doing an EVP session, electronic voice phenomena, and I asked the question, can you make a sound?
I'd like to thank our sponsors today, Martina White. Friends of Martina White can visit votemartina.com for more information about the work Martina's been doing as a state representative in Pennsylvania. And let me tell you, Mike, she's a big supporter of police. She backs the blue. She's a proven fighter for families, women, everybody.
Is she a patriot? Is she America first?
Absolutely. She encompasses, the American spirit for sure. We have a big population of listeners in Northeast Philadelphia, Southeast Pennsylvania, which would be her area. So you can check her out.
Has
Vote
she
Martina.
been in? I'm not familiar with the Philly district. Is she new to the scene, or is she looking for re-election?
She'll be up for re-election in a couple years, but she's been around for a while. She has a proven track record.
Okay.
You can check her out. Her record really speaks for itself, especially when it comes to fighting for everyday citizens and backing the blue.
It's nice to have someone back in the blue. I mean, the officers are out there risking their lives every day, and with little pay and little appreciation in today's environment, it's been very difficult. And as you know, being a Philadelphia guy,
Unfortunately, it's something that's not common. Should be. It used to be a time where both sides of the aisle agreed on law enforcement, and that's something that's completely lacking. But with Martina White, she steps up to the plate, always has our backs, and does what's right.
great. Good luck with Martina.
Yeah, you can get more information at votemartina.com. I'd like to thank our title sponsor of the show, Adams Renzi Law, AR Law. They can be found at arjusticenow.com. And just to let you know, I know both of them personally. Christy, one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, total sweetheart, absolute pit bull in the courtroom. And Nick Renzi, he's a South Philadelphia guy, true and true, neighborhood man. He's for the people. He helps people out down in South Philly, all around Philadelphia.
Their office is in South Philly itself?
Yes, their office is in right around South Philly, Center City, right on the border.
Do they handle
there.
a lot of criminal cases?
They handle everything, absolutely.
Are they on call 24/7 for someone who might take a pinch somewhere?
Why, you might be taking a pinch
I mean,
that
you never know. I mean, wherever you show up, you got to be ready.
Well, you can keep their card on you.
Well,
Go to their
well,
website
well,
and
good,
call
good.
them up.
Will they give me a deal since they're sponsors of the show?
You might get a percentage off. I'll have to talk to her.
Okay. Yeah.
If you used them a few years ago, you might have not have gotten 14 years.
Well, that's another story.
Another story for another time.
That's right.
Again, AR Law, check them out. arjusticenow.com. We would also like to thank our sponsor, Beyond.0. In today's world, your business is practically invisible if you're not online. With so many options for marketing your business, it's easy to get confused. That's where Beyond.0 Creative steps in. They have the expertise to help you with all of your marketing needs. Need a website that wows visitors? They'll build it. Want to reach more customers with Google Ads? They'll make it happen. They'll even manage your social media so you can focus on what you do best. Beyond.0 Creative is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and Google Premier Partner. They're the real deal. If you're ready to take your online presence to the next level, visit beyondocreative.com. That's BIONDOCREATIVE.com or call 267-362-WEB1, Web 1, to discuss your project now. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Morrow Flooring, hardwood, laminate, vinyl, tile, and carpet, military first responder discount. You know, Tommy, we had him as a guest on a podcast. You can get your flooring done by a real American hero.
Yeah, and he's on time and on budget.
Yes, he is. He will beat any price. Bring a quote, an estimate, whatever you have. Tommy will beat it. 100% guaranteed. You have our backing on that one.
And he'll be there himself.
Absolutely. You can get a real American hero do your flooring for you. Well, I actually had Johnny out to my job site to do an investigation. Remember that, John?
Yep.
So as an adult, I experienced a lot of shit at this place. I was a manager for a security company. I cost my company so much money in overtime because I refused to be in this building by myself. It was that haunted. Scared the shit out of me. Chase guys down dark alleyways with guns. I'm not going to hang around this spot, man. It was like 3 floors. Basement floor was like a portal to hell. Middle floor where my office was shadow people that touched it. And then the 3rd floor was like a happy old ghost.
Yeah.
Happy old man.
Well, I actually sent you another clip, which an investigation we just did this past weekend. And this was a first for us too, and for me. So we did a historic location called Summerseat, which is in Morrisville, Pennsylvania. This historic significance is, if you remember in history, you see the picture of George Washington going across the Delaware River.
Sure.
Well, this place was his headquarters the night while he crossed Trenton and attacked the Hessians.
Yeah, Morrisville's only about 5 miles from where the crossing was.
So we were down in the basement where a psychic medium said there's a portal. And we had equipment there and equipment in the opposite side of the room. We were doing an alphabet game, basically going through the alphabet letters and saying, if you get a response, if your name begins with this letter, first or last, can you give us a response? We got to the letter K, and the whole basement lit up. Opposite side of the room, we were getting barometric readings with pressure and temperature, plus the EMF tripwire in the opposite side of the room just started going off the hook.
Here on the right that has an antenna or a metal stick sticking out of it. If you come close to it and try to grab that metal stick, it'll let us know that you're here. If you get closer to it, the more closer to it, the different lights light up.
So that one device
Look,
right
look,
here,
Look,
we're getting fluctuations off it.
that's EMF. There's pressure and humidity. Those other lights are pressure and humidity. It looks like the temperature and the pressure have been activating. Yeah, temperature up and pressure. That's what that just was.
Mike,
Yeah.
lights just went off here.
Look, temperature and pressure. Look, temperature down and up.
All right, so it is actually going crazy down here right now. We're having fluctuations like here. And from
Look,
what Mike says,
again, look,
it's continuing
again.
to go off.
Look.
So what's the significance of K?
So I asked the lady at Summer Seat, and she's going to do a little bit more research into it. So other than that, it was built by Adam Hoot in the early 1700s, and George Washington was there, and Thomas Barclay and George Clymer, both signers of the Declaration of Independence, both lived there. So we're trying to find the significance, or if anybody, and also too, after that, it was abandoned and became a school in the 1930s. So somebody with the initials of K, whether first or last name, is walking those halls.
Let me ask you something about Ouija boards. My dad sat me down about right around 8 or 9, and you know, you knew when my dad, you know, old Italian guy, was serious, and he put this face on, his bottom teeth showed. He told me, "Don't ever bring an Ouija board in this house. I'm telling you, if you ever listen to a few things you ever in life." So he told me, if you're ever going to listen to some ever shit I ever tell you in life, this is one of them. Do not fuck with Ouija boards. He didn't use fuck. Do not mess with Ouija boards, and do never, ever bring one in my house. I'm telling you, follow these instructions. Like, he was pretty adamant, and I never messed with one. My friends brought it out. I rolled. I want nothing to do with it. I haven't played. I won't. So what's your experiences with the Ouija boards? Do you believe that?
Don't mess with them.
Like there could be problems.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're opening portals and stuff. Like, people try to use that as seances. Oh, I'm going to contact by this or that. People don't realize when it comes to that. I mean, listen, I'm not a demonologist by any chance, but talking with people with that experience, spirits and entities have a way of disguising themselves as loved ones. And once you interact with them and you give them power, you have no idea what you're about to unleash. I got a question for you, Mike. New York cop, early 80s, Ralph Gerace. You ever hear of him?
Sriracha?
Yes.
I know that. I heard the name. Yeah.
He is a world-renowned demonologist. He apparently, before he retired from New York, 18 years of service. Nick will probably recognize this name. Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were featured in their Conjuring movies, actually trained this officer.
I think didn't he just have a book out?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
the one that Deliver Me From Evil or something like that?
I just had a meeting with him last year, actually, in Pittsburgh. Nice guy.
Yeah.
There's a retired detective that
Retarded or retired?
both
I can't
a
touch that accent either.
retired detective that does a show with a woman. She does the paranormal stuff, and he does the detective
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
investigating.
Yeah.
It's a good show. I mean,
Yeah.
actually, it's well done. The show. He's a little too for me.
I think that's all full of shit. That's theater, right, John? All
So
that stuff.
I'll give you a little insight. Our first TV contract that we signed, and our producer came to us and said, "We're going to doctor up some stuff," and we kind of got where he was getting to, and the reason why our contract didn't work out was because I told the guy I didn't want to be known as a service act. You know, I take pride in what I do, and I don't want to be a laughing stock.
That's one of the reasons
they
why
held us.
I trust Johnny when it comes to this shit, because I know this is true. He could have had a nice career in TV money, and he told him to go fuck yourselves. I'm not putting on a show. I do this for real. I take this seriously.
Right.
So I got a lot of
Last
respect
one
for
was
Johnny.
just Lionsgate Productions, was just a few months ago.
Now, if they asked me, I'd be running. Oh shit! Did you see that? I ran out the door, man. Holy shit! Holy shit! Don't go in there. It's the devil. What?
So
What do you want me to do? Sure. How much money? Absolutely.
Was the guy's name Royal? Royal?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, okay, because that's
I don't
what
think so.
I'm dealing with. A guy from California right now named Royal.
With the
So-
mobsters and,
Yeah.
and monsters,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
That'll be a good show.
Here is an actual police job that took place that wound up being paranormal. Happened in 26th district. A gentleman. So at Gerard and American,
What year?
there's a let's see, I left there in 2012. I'm going to probably say anywhere from 2010.
Okay, so
About
fairly.
2010.
All right.
And the gentleman, so Fragifer, let me describe the situation. American and Gerard, there's a warehouse during the Civil War. From what I understand, it used to be used as a hospital. So this gentleman comes in to headquarters.
Is that the one with the statue of the guy on the horse with the out front?
It's right by there.
Yeah. Okay.
So gentleman comes into headquarters during last out, and he says, "Look, somebody's in my place. They called my phone, and they're calling for help." So they said, "All right, we're going to send some guys out there." So the two last out guys, I don't know. I guess can I say their name on here?
Yeah, absolutely. Last out.
know-
Last out's overnight shift for
Yeah.
police departments if people don't know.
Did you know Gerace?
Yeah.
He responded to the job.
Normal guy.
They, yeah,
Normal guy. So whatever's going, I don't know the story. So if it's kind of out there, it's a normal dude. So
yeah.
yeah.
So they get out to the location. They meet the guy. The owner of the property actually plays them the recording. Now this is landline. This is a landline phone inside there. You know what I mean? So they go inside and went through the whole building, totally secure, not a person in there.
What did the message say? The voicemail.
Help me.
Really? You heard? They heard him
Yeah.
say. They heard him say.
They heard
help
it
me.
plain as day. I didn't hear the recording. I got this message from like Jerry. And as a matter of fact,
Right.
my old captain, who's now deputy commissioner here, if it wasn't for him, he's the one that got us our first front page story.
No kidding. So that quick, police stories here. It's not paranormal. It just reminds me. I'm taking a prisoner now, my partner in the wagon downtown, and I'm at that American in Gerard, and I'm like, holy shit! I look over and there's two Spanish dudes with their guns out, carjacking somebody.
Oh, nice.
So I got a prisoner in the car. I'm like, dude, I go to my partner, Eric B. I said, dude, we get out with our guns now. We're hollering at them, and they're hollering at us. It was Ed Correa, who's a cop in the 26. Like we laugh about it now. He was plain clothes, trying to lock somebody up.
Oh,
It was like domestic or something.
Oh shit.
But I was like, it goes to show you how complex and scary this shit could be. Two plainclothes cops, almost, with
Got
their
killed.
guns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have shot them. Dude.
Yeah,
It could've went
I've
down.
been there.
And it's a close
I've
friend of
been
mine.
there. Yeah, and these guys weren't friends.
Yeah, that was a yeah. I'm sure we.
They weren't friends.
Oh, you were pulling your guns on Lieutenant.
No, but the guy, that's different.
Yeah,
He
right.
deserved it.
Anyway, so let's talk about we got a little bit left. We'll talk about I had Johnny come to that building and do an investigation. And I think you picked up a few stuff on your recorders.
Yeah, it was so long ago.
Yeah,
I
it was
couldn't
a
even
while.
tell you.
Dude, I'll tell you, man. I mean, that place, everyone who went there, especially in the basement, came up with their eyes open, like, what the hell's going on? And I'm like, oh,
Is this the place the old building that he?
no, that's where I worked.
Oh, well, you worked.
Where I worked. It was 2501 Broad Street. And Philadelphia is a massive graveyard built on top of another graveyard built on top of dead people. Because it's so old. There's dead people everywhere. It's just, the way it is. And,
Here's one better for you.
Shoot.
Right right by American and Gerard, the old Schmidt's Brewery buildings.
Yep. Well, that's,
When they were knocking that down for the piazza now, they had to stop construction numerous times because as they were digging underneath the street, coffins and bodies were falling out.
yeah. See? It's one big ass graveyard.
And that was from the yellow fever epidemic.
Oh, wow. And then you have Indian burial grounds that they had to widen 95, stop for a year. And they have an Indian museum for the Lenape's because there's so much artifacts coming up.
What a lot of people don't realize, with the 13 original colonies, all up and down the East Coast, Philadelphia, New York. Revolutionary War. This is where it all began.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I
Listen,
mean, the
I
bloodiest
remember
wars that you've ever seen.
about 20
it's
years
just-
ago, they found two Revolutionary War. So they might have been French. Two dead soldiers in an attic that were stationed up there. I guess they were
What?
injured. Oh yeah, just found them,
They're
dude.
still in the attic.
They were still in the attic. Found bones. Might have been like 20, 25 years
Well,
ago. It was an old
murdered?
house. No, they died during battle. They were injured.
Oh, okay.
They held up in this house up in the attic. They died. No one knew about it. It got boarded up, and 200 years later, they're going to knock this house down. They find Revolutionary War remains.
Oh,
It's wild, dude. It's not the first time. It's happened, over the years. Yeah, I mean, there's so much history in Philadelphia. It's where the country was founded.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, same thing with
And
New
it's,
York
and, it's,
City.
and it's where they're going to make the country this year.
Yeah.
Depending upon which way they go.
Well, speaking about Halloween and dead people, this is the season where they all start voting Democrat. It's amazing. We'll talk about spooky, especially in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Voter rolls will be 120%.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
How does
how
that
does that
happen?
happen?
I actually saw some mediums at the cemetery asking questions. What party are you?
So here goes. I want to see if you've seen this, John.
It's amazing how many of them that are dead Democrats.
That vote Democrat.
But they
Like I
vote.
said, the old joke. My dad was a Republican his whole life until he passed away.
Yeah,
Now
now
he's
he
a
votes
Democrat.
Democrat.
So, John, I don't know if you've seen this video. A lady pulls up to a cemetery in a Tesla, and one of the unique things of the Tesla is their thermo imaging. I'm not going to pretend like I know what the hell it is, but
Right.
they can sense people's bodies.
Yes.
That's how they self-drive and that shit.
Right.
And you look on the screen when you're driving, it shows you the neighborhood, vehicles, kids, adults. You can see them walking around, animals on the screen.
Right.
So she pulls up to the cemetery and she goes, "Look at this." And there's like 5 people walking around, and she puts the camera up and she's at the cemetery and there's no one there. Back down, 5 people walking around. Back up, no one there.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy, dude. Have you seen that video yet?
I want to see that.
I want to run a
wanna
Tesla
see-
and go do that.
I want to see
I'll be
that.
driving to every cemetery in the city, parking, like, where's this shit at? Let's see if this is real or
We're
not.
driving by some wise guy's house to
Yeah,
see if there's
right.
any
Oh, yeah.
bodies in the back.
To see if Hoffa's alive now. This changes the game.
Yeah, this is
Fall to
interesting.
that backyard in Detroit, and we'll see if he's
Yeah,
buried there.
you know what?
So-
It seems the older we get, and I mean me personally and everybody as well, I think the older we get, the more interested we get in things that are not normal, let's
Yeah.
just say, because maybe we have the time, number one, and number two, it's just fascinating because we've been lied to for so long.
So
We've been lied to for so long about a
Interesting.
lot of things.
Interesting you say that. So I've been actually pondering that question. Is the valve being pulled back? Is it thin, or are we just more introspective as being older? And I'm starting to see more things, and my mind is opened up to it. What do you think,
Well,
John?
The problem is, remember, entities feed off of energy. And with all the negativity going on in the world, wars, look what's going on in the street, protests.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much negative energy. Now, think of the movie Ghostbusters, when Christmas Eve, when all that shit was going on, and then once everybody started singing Christmas songs, the goo got less, right? And
thought
they
that
were
was
bringing a
Elf.
little bit more joy. Yeah, so it's there's just so much negative shit going on in the world today.
So you think that's fueling all this? You know what? That's interesting. I haven't ever even thought
Absolutely,
of
100%.
Probably where there's division, people are looking for. What I got
that.
buzzed?
Yeah, you got it fuzz, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Killing
sorry.
me.
What,
You're talking. It's going like this.
well, then get rid of it then. Help me out.
You guys, you got your things called good cop, bad cop. So
Bad cop.
right. So listen, good and evil, right? Right now, who's taking over the world?
Yeah, right. We're trying to
Yeah.
figure it out.
This is a battle versus good and evil.
It
Yeah,
is.
I
It absolutely
absolutely
is.
believe that. Yeah, evil is definitely running the country
Yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
100%.
Oh yeah.
Full disclosure, real quick. I'm not just saying it's the Democrats. There's a uniparty.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
So I'm not throwing shit at just the left.
No, it's the
Again,
whole demon.
Yeah, there's a lot
there's
of
a bunch
right
of demons
and left. They're
There's
one
a bunch
party,
of demons
man,
out
and
there.
it's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, John,
So
what you saying?
one of the things I want to mention, and this is good stuff. So again, with all the deficit going on, inflation, one of the things that we at Old City Paranormal adopted was we would go to the historic locations, investigate it for them free of charge, and then we would come back with evidence, and then we would hold open investigations, basically saving a piece of American history.
Yeah,
Because a lot of historic properties around the United States are being demolished because there's no funding.
So that's another thing to touch on. This is another good thing John's doing. He does raise money for historical properties to
That's
help
cool.
keep them. Yeah. So
Well,
Fort
that's cool.
Mifflin, he would do a sleepover there, raise money for Fort Mifflin, which is one of the most haunted, I guess, haunted places in the country, right, John?
Top 5.
Top 5. So they have, and this is pretty cool. I think you can confirm this. They have someone there. I think they call him the guest host. I believe the ghost, and people have come.
I forget off the top of my head what he's called, but I got a really good story for you there.
So yeah, so let's touch on this one real quick. So apparently people have been there. And they come up front and like, tour guide. They call him the tour guide.
Yes,
I said,
tour
"Man,
guide.
your tour guide's great. Guy looks fantastic in all his revolutionary garb and so knowledgeable." And you know the staff knows it by this point. You're like, yeah, it's just me and and the construction worker here today. There's no tour guide. That's a ghost.
No tour guide. Yep.
Like
True
legit.
story.
Answers questions, shows them around. Oh yeah, dude.
The fuck out of here.
Swear to God.
True
And-
story.
Yep.
Yep.
Multiple witnesses to this. Different
Yep.
people, different eras, different times. Yeah, dude. Wild.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Another
well,
time, there's a lady, you can hear her screaming. Apparently, she hung herself because they're in the officers' quarters, right, John? Something like
Yeah, her husband was one of the soldiers, and there was houses for families. So when she found out that her husband passed, yes, it's called Elizabeth. She's the scream ghost. As a matter of fact, it's documented on police reports too that the person screaming and police from the 12th district went there, nothing there.
Yeah, wild, man. So, what's the story you're going to tell?
So Fort Mifflin, when we've hosted that for 5 years, matter of fact, we sold that place out. They absolutely love. It's just crazy. Top 5 in the world. So if you ever been there, you got the soldiers' maps. The one end, very small room, high enlisted soldiers would stay there. Well, that's where I would go to bed. I mean, people would investigate the whole night, or you could bring a tent, sleep, whatever. So I'm sleeping in the room, and I'm a light sleeper. I hear footsteps walking towards me, and I felt like a nudge. Being in prior military, I took that as someone get me up to stand for my wife. I thought it was my buddy Glenn messing with me because he's done that in the past. I get up, looked around, nobody was there. Glenn had come in a few minutes after that, basically tell what happens. One of the staff members was there, and he overheard the story. So when I talked to him, he said that the lady in the room adjacent to us had the identical experience. She got her shit and left immediately
That night?
that night.
Oh, that's great. Well,
True
she
story.
got what she paid for. That's what she wanted, right? She's ghost
Yeah.
hunting.
she got it.
Yeah.
She didn't have to wait.
But-
She didn't have to wait long.
Yeah, I mean, for Grand Park, we raised $37,000.
That's great.
They
So
were on a chopping block.
Grand Park is a little community up in Hatboro, historic village. So they're on the chopping block. John helped save them. That's supposed to be
Yep.
one of the most haunted places too, right? Grand Park.
Yeah. Not as haunted as some of the places, but we've had activity. But now they're hosting weddings out of there, dog shit, whatever you name it. Like, but that was on the block to be demolished.
Listen, John, I want to thank you. Awesome. It's
Fascinating stories.
Our Halloween special.
I love it. I love this
Yeah, it's
stuff.
good stuff,
we gotta
man.
have, but we gotta. I'd like to get into some more detail at another time where we
Yeah.
can get an actual case that you put together, like and went on, like the whole beginning to end.
Yeah,
what
we can
brought
do
you
that.
out.
Johnny's got a bunch of files. We can listen to some of the names that you picked up and EVP recordings, right?
What we can do is maybe have you both out for an investigation,
Yeah.
have it filmed.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
for
good.
sure.
yeah,
Yeah, that would be
that's what. Yeah, that's yeah.
Yep.
Let's keep his information because if I get
Unfortunately,
that,
I know him.
if I get that show, well, yes,
I have his
I'm just
information.
making it clear for the.
That's our
Let's
vacation
we're
spot,
gonna
dude.
keep your information. all right?
515 days. What are you talking about? We'll be in Belize.
500
Helping him move.
Well, let him get settled for about a week. He'll
Oh,
need-
help him move, dude.
he'll need
Carry a
some-
couple luggage bags, our own.
Sounds good.
All right, Johnny.
God
thank
bless you. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
This episode is sponsored by AR Law, PA State Rep Martina White, Biondo Creative, Morrow Flooring, and Pops McCann Whiskey.